Good day, my name is Lim Kian Ho, metric number 27682, and now I'm going to present my individual assignment with the title of a study in Bank of Yokohama, credit risk and its determinants. So, Bank of Yokohama is founded in 16 December 1920, and until now it's a 100 years old bank. And in the year of 2015, Bank of Yokohama merged with Higashi Nippon Bank to form Kokondia Financial Group, and is now currently listed in Japan as a top 100 companies. In year of 2016, the asset under management has accumulated of 12,635.2 billion yen, and the total asset is accumulated of 15,268.2 billion yen. The problem and issue that arise in the Bank of Yokohama is the happening of credit risk, as there is increasing trend in year of 2017 to 2019. A bank operation is compelled by the bank internal specific factors and the external macroeconomic factors. A good credit risk management can mitigate the losses in bank and understand the adequacy of bank capitals and the loan loss reserve. Therefore, if any financial institution have a poor credit risk management, then it will have involved with trouble in credit risk. Next, we move to the research objective and the research question. The research question objective in this report is to determine the internal factors that influence the credit risk, determine the external factors that influence the credit risk, and also determine the both internal factors and external factors that influence the credit risk. Next, we move to the research question. Research question in this report is to know that is there existing the relationship between the internal factors towards credit risk, is there existing of relationship between the external factors towards credit risk, and lastly is to know that is there any relationship existing between internal factors and external factors towards credit risk. Next, we move to the literature review part. In literature review, we are focusing on the evaluation of the dependent variable and the independent variables in this report. So the dependent variables in this study is the credit risk, and the measurement is by calculating non-performing loan divided by total loan of bank. There are 14 internal factors listed and 5 external factors listed, and the 14 internal factors are non-performing loan, loan loss provision, capital adequacy ratio, tier 1 leverage ratio, risky sectors of loans, risk weight assets ratio, debt to asset ratio, debt to equity ratio, equity multiplier, liquidity ratio, return on assets, return on equity, asset management adequacy, efficiency ratio, loan to asset ratio, and bank size. So there are 5 external factors as well, which are GDP, inflation, M3 money supply, output gap, and yield curve. Next, we move to the methodology part. So a total of 4 methods have been used to support my study, which are population and sampling techniques, statistical techniques, data analysis, and SPSS. So the Bank of Yokohama is chosen as a sample, and the data will be extracted from the annual report of Bank of Yokohama from year of 2015 to 2019. So the data is to classify the relationship between the dependent variables and the independent variables. So for statistical techniques, primary and secondary data is used to support and prove my findings and analysis. For data analysis, multiple regression analysis method is used to determine how the independent variables influence the dependent variables. Based on the slides, the first model is correlated with the first objective of the report, and the second model is correlated with the second objective in the report, and the third model is correlated with the third objective in this report. Lastly, the SPSS is the data mining software that I use to analyze my collected data and obtain my final results. Next, we go to the descriptive tables, and we can see that the credit risk shows a mean of 8.58%, which means Bank of Yokohama is fully utilized its assets. And we can see that the LEV, capital adequacy ratio, it shows that 82.47%, which means Bank of Yokohama is maintaining a high leverage in the bank. Next is the RWA, risk weight asset. The risk weight asset is 65%, which means Bank of Yokohama holding a high regulatory capital to maintain their solvency. Next, we look at the correlation tables. So from the Pearson correlation table, we can see how the independent variable react to the dependent variables. If the value is negative, which means it is negative relationship with the dependent variables, so therefore there is no negative related variables in the tables. So is all dependent variable is positively correlated with the independent variables. So the significant from the table we can see the significant correlated variables, which are LEV, capital adequacy ratio, RSEC, risk sectors of loans, EM, equity multiplier, ROA, return on asset, LN size, bank size, and also output gate. Next, we move to the model 3 summaries. Okay, so based on the ANOVA tables, we can see that the value is significant if the value is less than 0.05. Therefore, based on the ANOVA table, there is in the model 3 is not significant as it shows 0.104. Yeah. Next, we focus on the model summary. The adjusted R square, it shows 0.973, and it indicates that U curve, debt to equity ratio, and M3 money supply have 97.3 variance in the dependent variables, which is credit risk. Next, we focus at the coefficient tables. In the coefficient tables, the larger the t value, the larger the significant it is, and we can see that debt to equity ratio have the largest value, which is most significant, but the significant value shows 0.082, which is not significant towards the dependent variable, which is credit risk. In conclusion, the purpose of this study is to answer the research question that stated, and based on the analysis, the most significant variables is the capital adequacy ratio, LEV, and the least significant variables is the RSEC, which is a risky sector of loan. Okay, based on the analysis, we found that the Pearson correlation tables shows all positive correlated with the credit risk, which is the dependent variables. And from the coefficient tables, we found that the internal factors are affecting the Bank of Yokohama, whereas the external factors are not significantly affecting the Bank of Yokohama. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.